All right, it is 6 o'clock. Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our community night. Our community night is brought to you by the Mental Health Matters Club at Niles West High School. We also have some staff members who are the sponsors of our Niles West Club, NAMI CCNS, and our parent advocate. Today, we are really going to be talking about what we have been doing at Niles West High School, and we are going to be sharing some resources with you that we have for your community. So to get started, we are just going to go through our agenda. You will be here for about an hour. We do have a welcome introduction from our club president, Penelope. We also are going to learn a little bit about NAMI CCNS and the different types of supports that we offer for the community, all related to mental health. And then we'll hear from a couple staff members at Niles West High School. You're going to learn about what Go Lime Green is, what Ending the Silence is. These are two of our high school initiatives that we do to surround mental health. So we're going to dig a little deeper into that. And then we have a closing, and finally, we will do some time for Q&A if you have any questions at the end.
Hello, everybody. My name is Penelope Hutchison, and I am currently a junior at Niles West High School. I am someone who has faced some mental health challenges and struggles, and I'm also the president of the Mental Health Matters Club. Here at Community Night, you will learn how students are advocating for mental health awareness and what resources are available to you, your family, and your community. Mental health is super important as it affects how we think, feel, and act in our life. It influences how we handle stress, make choices, and how we act to and around others. It's super important to talk about mental health as it helps break the stigma and allows people to seek the help that they need. A stigma is a set of negative and unfair beliefs that a society or a group of people have about something. Talking about mental health also promotes an overall understanding and support. Also, I truly believe that you never know what someone is going through and what they are struggling with, and the importance of being kind and treating everyone with respect. Now we're going to introduce Stefanie Kim, who is a Niles West social worker. Next, we have Felix Caceres, who is the Niles West psychologist. Moving on, we have Heather Kendall, who is the outreach manager at National Alliance on Mental Illness in Cook County, North Suburban. Then we have Brianna Hoekstra, who is the program director at the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Cook County, North Suburban. And finally, we have Kendra Maher, who is the parent advocate for Go Lime Green and mental health. Thank you so much, and it has truly been such a pleasure and an amazing opportunity to be a part of this.
Thank you so much, Penny. Well said. Okay, so this next portion of our community night is just going to be a quick overview on what NAMI is, especially in the Cook County North Suburban area. And so to get started, thinking about who we are. So NAMI stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization. It consists of over 600 affiliates. And so kind of thinking about it in branches. At the top, you have NAMI National, then you have NAMI by state, and then you have the local affiliates. And so Cook County North Suburban is a local affiliate in Illinois. And Illinois does have approximately 20 affiliates. And at NAMI Illinois, they work mostly on training and advocacy, while we do a lot of the programming as well. So thinking about who we are, first and foremost, it's very important to understand that we are not clinicians, we are not social workers, we're not psychologists, psychiatrists. We are people with lived experience. And so either me, myself, I have a condition, or I have a loved one that has a condition. That's kind of what sets us apart from every other mental health organization that is out there. We really do provide a different perspective because it's stuff that we have lived with and have gone through. So a lot of our programming surrounds that lived experience. So thinking about the Cook County North Suburban area, these are all of the communities that we provide our services in. And as you can see, Niles is one of them. Additionally, the things that we do at NAMI Cook County North Suburban, we kind of categorize it into three separate things. First, we have our support groups. Then we have our educational classes and programs. And finally, we have our resources. So all of the things that we have are available for free to our community members. And so thinking about our support groups are peer-based and peer-led. So your facilitators will have gone through similar experiences as you may have been going through. And so some of the support groups that we offer two for individuals who have a mental health condition. That is our Balance for Success support group and our Connections and Recovery support group. Our Balance is a virtual group, and our Connections is both virtual and in person. We also have family support groups, which is incredible. We have 4 going on at the moment. One of them is hybrid, meaning in person and virtual simultaneously, and the other ones are completely virtual. Additionally, we have a grief and loss support group and a veteran support group. If you want to learn more about those support groups, if that's something that you are interested in attending, there's a ton of information on our website, and you can also contact me directly. Next, we have our educational programs. NAMI National has programs. So these that you see underneath, Family to Family Basics, In Our Own Voice, and Ending the Silence. These are all programs that are done nationwide. Specifically, Ending the Silence is our youth program that we are going to dig a little deeper in later on in this presentation. It is something that we provide to middle school and high school, and specifically at CCNS, we target high schools. At NAMI CCNS, we have our own set of programming. And those that you see listed below: Mental Health 101, Self-Care Kits, How to Survive Life After High School, and Go Lime Green. 3 of these we've provided at Niles West High School. So we have been doing a lot of work and great partnership with Niles West. And finally, we have some training. We have youth and teen mental health first aid. And then lastly, our last category would be our resources. So we have 3 ways that we provide resources to our community, and one of them is through our resource line. You can call that. If it's something that maybe we don't offer, we can point you into the right direction of where whatever you need is being offered. We also participate in community meetings where leaders of communities and other organizations come together, share their data, talk about what they're doing, and just really work together as a team to meet the needs of the community. And finally, we have our monthly webinars. Our monthly webinars are completely virtual. They're free. Everything we do is free. And they happen once a month, typically the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And this is where we invite mental health professionals to come and speak on specific topics that our community members are interested in. So for example, and one that I really would like to share with you as an excellent resource for you, especially if you are a parent, a guardian, a family member of a teen. Last night, we did a webinar on substance use as a self-coping mechanism, where Erin Teggy, she is the prevention director at Peer Services. She provided so much information on data related to substance use and mental health and how they coexist at some points and for some people. And she really targets teens, right? So there's a lot of preventative strategies, a lot of really amazing information on there for you to access. And if you are interested in accessing something like this, we have a YouTube channel that has all of our previous webinars recorded and posted every month. Next month, we are doing one on ADHD or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, where we have Dr. Joshua Nathan is going to be speaking about ADHD in teens as well as adults. So really great resources there for you to access whenever. Some upcoming programs and events that we have to offer that I believe is really great for parents, guardians, family members of teens in this district. We do have a family to family class coming up just next week. This is a 9-week free class for family members who have a loved one who they are caring for that has a mental health condition. It's a great way to build community. It is a great way to share similar experiences. It's an evidence-based curriculum, driven type of a program. We get excellent results. The next one will be held at the Frisbee Senior Center in Des Plaines. And we still have a couple of spots open. So if you're interested in that, check out our website. Our website is www.namiccns.org. We already touched on the family support group. Again, we have multiple going on, and more information can be found on our website. And finally, we do have our NAMI annual walks coming up, just coming together to support one another and really just walking together in unity for the cause of mental health. We're going to be raising funds for this event, as well as, forming teams and just really just building that sense of community. So if you are available, and are interested in attending, that will happen next Saturday at Gallery Park in Glenview. We have Stefanie Kim and Felix Caceres. They're going to come on and talk a little bit about Niles West and their partnership with NAMI CCNS.
Hello, everybody. My name is Felix Caceres. I'm a school psychologist at Niles West High School. And my partner in this club and also at work is Stefanie Kim, one of our social workers. At Niles West, we are part of student services. In our department, every student in the school has a team that's there to help them both academically and also in their social emotional development. Every student has a dean, every student has a counselor, and every student has either a psychologist or social worker. We meet on a weekly basis to look at progress, we also look at data, and we see how we can help our students, both not just academic, but also just in overall development. That's our student services department. The Niles West Mental Health Matters Club started about 5 years ago. It was started by one of our students who was very passionate about demystifying the talk in mental health. She wanted to remove the stigma. And she was instrumental in getting the club started, along with 2 other social workers from our department. Initially, the club was focused more on support for students and helping stress management, and more of I think the vision was to deal more individually with students. Gradually, that mission grew, and also that's when our partnership with NAMI started. The club grew to have a different focus, which is more to do larger interventions, basically in the school. Our partnership with NAMI started with the freshman self-care kits, and with those kits, we were able to distribute stress management, manipulatives, or other things that could help students address anxiety or stress. And we did that through a partnership with our physical welfare department. Through that program, we've every year we've been able to connect about 600 freshmen to strategies that they can use to manage just things that go on in school, both academic and otherwise. That grew because we saw the need to help students in their transition from high school to college, and how to access mental health supports, but also how to just take care of themselves, both physically and emotionally, once they leave high school, and also they leave those supports that they've had for 4 years. And we created a partnership with our English department, and where senior English teachers would bring their students, and NAMI has been instrumental in them providing the program where they present young adults talking about their transition from high school to college or work. And we saw that having other young people talk to other people who are a little bit younger about their experiences has been really, really helpful. Much appreciated by our teachers and also by our students. The partnership has been incredibly successful, and it's kept growing. This year, we're doing Goal Line Green, which is a whole school-wide program, and we're excited to be part of it. We're excited to be one of the first schools in Illinois to do it. We're looking forward to our football team, our football game tomorrow. It's been a remarkable experience. Thank you.
I just want to add, in addition to all the wonderful program that we've been able to bring to our students in partnership with NAMI, going a little bit back to the services that we provide at Niles West for each of our students. Like Mr. Caceres had mentioned, every one of our students at Niles West has a social worker or psychologist assigned to them. If ever you need resources or you'd like to consult with one of us, please reach out to your school counselor, and they will provide the contact information for one of us. And we provide individual counseling services, not in the traditional sense of therapy, but to really help our students be successful at school. But if that additional support is needed, we're more than happy to provide that resource for things outside of school. We also facilitate support groups for our students, depending on the needs of our students that our team assesses every year. But again, I would really like to thank our club and my co-sponsor, and especially NAMI, for this incredible experience and all of the wonderful events that we've been able to bring to our school. And we hope that you enjoy them as well. And we hope to see you at the football game tomorrow.
Thank you, Stefanie and Felix. And just to say, these two have been amazing in helping us with this whole school-wide initiative that we will get into next. And we really just appreciate all of their hard work. It's been a really great collaboration. Next, we have Kendra Maher. She is a parent advocate for mental health, and she is going to talk to us a little bit about what Go Lime Green is, as well as how did it come to Illinois and to our schools. Kendra.
Hi, good evening. And here we are, another school added to this wonderful program we call Go Lime Green. Go Lime Green was basically founded in South Carolina by between the Haydenhurst Foundation, Same Here Global, and Helensky's Hope. They saw a need through experiences of their own and their own families to get together. Haydenhurst currently is playing for the, I always get this wrong, it's no longer San Diego Chargers, it's the LA Chargers. He's a tight end and was a South Carolina football player who attempted his life while at college and sought services in South Carolina during his college years. And so to add how we found all of this program, the picture here is my son, Evan, who graduated from Buffalo Grove High School in 2018, went on to play college football. And during the college football experience of an injury and the pandemic and Division III football being canceled and the breakup of a girlfriend, he was lost. And we unfortunately lost him to suicide in 2021. So in my reaching out at the time of need, our funds, I asked in lieu of flowers that money be donated to the Haydenhurst Foundation. I had seen a video of Hayden talking about his story, and it just spoke to me that even though I suffered, our family suffered a loss, we could help others. And so Hayden's mother said, well, why would we spend this money in South Carolina? Why don't you take it to your community through your NAMI affiliation? And so that's exactly what we got to do. Last year, we brought Go Lime Green to Buffalo Grove High School. I like to think of it kind of as a homecoming week or a week of coming together amongst your peers to break down that stigma, just like Penny was talking about. So many of us don't want to say the word suicide, or we don't want to say the word depressed or anxious or what have you, but we truly believe that by people wearing lime green tomorrow night, you can look to your right and you can look to your left, or you can look across the field and you're going to be able to see someone that probably knows exactly how you feel because they've experienced it too, even though we haven't talked about it. So know that through NAMI North Suburban, we are making a difference. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this team. And one football game last year, one football game this year, maybe a couple basketball games this winter. We're growing. And I can only hope that we can continue to grow this program.
Thank you so much, Kendra. And I think it's really important to share as well that in South Carolina, Goal Line Green is a massive, massive program. And they recently just dedicated their one of their awards and named it after Evan. So that's something that Cook County North Suburban would like to take and continue on that legacy. So we are very grateful for that partnership, and it is one of our favorite programs, and we're really excited to share more about it with you. We are currently in the middle of our Goal Line Green week, and you know, there's a lot of pictures and things for you to see about it. But thinking about a Goal Line Green, right, our mission really is to destigmatize mental health. I think the biggest thing that we want to share is that we want kids to feel like they are not silently struggling and they are not alone. And so in order for us to do that, we want to normalize that conversation. So really we go into the schools, we do a lot of advocacy activities, and really just that mission is to engage and transform communities so that we're talking about it more and normalizing it as much as possible. So thinking about the goals of Goal Line Green, one is to educate, right? Educate. This is a really big part of that education piece, this community night, because we are sharing resources with you, with the community, as well as in the schools. When we were at open house, we were able to talk to parents and guardians and family members and all of the above. So education is a big goal of ours. Another one is engagement. Right. Again, we want to start that conversation. We want to raise awareness. We want people to start feeling comfortable sharing when they don't feel okay and reaching out to those resources that are available for you. And lastly is action, right? This is a student-led program, and that is part of the reason why we work with the mental health club at the school. So students really take charge, they plan the activities, they help us out throughout the week, and a lot of planning goes into this. And so really the biggest thing, and we'll talk a little bit about Ending the Silence, the program that we provide, but we teach the students strategies as to, you know, understanding when you are feeling not so great and when you need to start reaching out for help. Not only do we teach them that, but we teach them steps and we teach them strategies as to how to ask for help if they need it. We like to say 3 trusted adults. Find 3 trusted adults in your life that you can go to whenever you feel like you need some additional support. So that's really the chunk of it. That is the goal. That is the mission. And the reason for this is the data. I really want to highlight these 2 here that are highlighted in lime green, of course. And one of them is 67%, that more than half of students feel pressured to keep feelings to themselves, right? And again, if you think about our goals, we are really trying to promote you're not alone, right? Help is available. There is hope. And, you know, it is stigmatized, right? Mental health is stigmatized. So we need to break down that barrier so that they don't feel pressured to keep feelings to themselves and they're able to talk through those emotions. Additionally, 67% pretend they're doing better than they actually are, right? They don't want people to worry. They don't want to be embarrassed. You know, like there's so much stigma that surrounds that. And again, part of the goal is to make sure that that conversation is normalized. Again, I want to highlight the 2 bullet points that are in lime green. 70% of students wish their school taught them more about mental health. So as Felix and Stefanie were mentioning, we come in and we do programs. There's a lot of great things already happening in the school. There's a lot of great resources, and it's just been a wonderful partnership to see that blossom and bloom. And so us coming in is more the awareness piece. We have a lot of presentations, again, where people share their personal experience. And we'll talk a little bit about that during the Ending the Silence, but kids get to hear stories from people who've actually lived it. So they really just want to talk about it at the end of the day. And so additionally, 79% wish there was an inclusive environment or a safe space for people to talk about mental health. So again, going back to those goals, we want to make sure that the space feels safe so that they are able to talk about it. And the most alarming piece of this data is that suicide is the second leading cause of death for youth ages 10 to 24. That's huge, right? It's a very alarming statistic. And so not only is this a mental health awareness program, it's also a suicide awareness program as well. So thinking about Illinois and how we get this into our schools, who do we work with? How does this really happen? The biggest piece of this is, again, the advocates, right? So thinking Felix, Stefanie, they're the social workers, the psychologists. We really like to get in touch with them, see what the needs are. The advocates, right? Like Kendra, the teachers, the parents, guardians, students, like the mental health club. So we really collaborate. Before this program started, we probably did 3, 4, 5 months of collaboration as to what are the needs and how can we meet those needs and what are some things that we can do to, understand and make sure that this is super helpful for the kids, the teens. Because this is a student-led program, the first thing that we do is we bring this idea to the school, right? After we kind of talk about what are the needs of our community, what are the needs of our students, we bring this program to the staff first. The staff kind of thinks about it, and then they talk to the club, and then we pitch it to the club. So the club is really the people who decide we want to bring this program to our school. So with that, the next step is we need to get through administration. We need to get the approval in order to have this program run at their high school. And so we asked the students of the club to create a pitch. And so they created a PowerPoint, and Penny was able to talk in front of a board of maybe 15 adults in administration. And she pitched this idea to the school saying, why do we want this program? How will this solve some of our problems at the school or some of the challenges that students are facing? And we do that also with providing data. Again, as Kendra mentioned, we were able to do this at Buffalo Grove High School, and it was very successful. And as well as that, we also we got this program from NAMI South Carolina. And as I mentioned before, they have so many programs going on at NAMI South Carolina and a lot of data to back up that this is an effective program. So that's kind of how we get into the Illinois schools at this level. Now, Heather's going to come on and talk a little bit about the Ending the Silence program and some of the activities that we have been doing this week during our Go Land Green Week. Heather.
So many of the students this week actually were able to experience Ending the Silence, and we do about 20% of the student body, and at Niles West, it's around 600 students. So Ending the Silence is what we call a NAMI signature program. So that happens around all of the United States. It's just not in Illinois. And so Ending the Silence is a free evidence-based 50-minute session. At Niles West, it was about 37 minutes designed for high school students. So the students learn about mental health conditions through a brief presentation, short videos, and personal testimony from a young adult who describes their journey to recovery. NAMI Ending the Silence presentations include 2 leaders, one who shares an informative presentation, typically an adult, and then a young adult with a mental health condition who shares their journey of recovery. Audiences can ask questions. What is showing in the picture that you're seeing are our 3 volunteers that came in this week on Monday and Tuesday. They were all there for 9 periods, both Monday and Tuesday. So we have 2 adult leaders there, Amanda, who works at the Skokie Public Library as a child librarian. And we also have Tina, who is another one of our adult speakers. She has her own mental health condition, as well as she shares during her presentation. Her daughter has bipolar, and Natalie is our young adult. Typically, our young adults who come in are between the ages of 18 to 31. Natalie is a senior at Northwestern this year. So they were all able to give their stories. One thing that Amanda did share on Tuesday was that while she was in the library in the morning, she had mentioned that she was doing Ending the Silence, because during Ending the Silence, we do talk about mental health conditions and the signs that a mental health condition is coming on. But we also mentioned to the students that there are some hard topics within that presentation, particularly talking about death by suicide and suicide warning signs. And she had mentioned that she was doing this talk, and one of her colleagues that she works with at the library, his stepdaughter, just died by suicide 3 weeks ago. And she had said to the students that she had asked him if he had told anyone else other than herself, because he had said this is really important to be in the schools and be talking about this. And he said no, he had only told his boss, which I think for a lot of us, suicide is in many communities across the United States, and even in Northern Illinois, touches many of us. Next slide. So we're going to watch a short video on Ending the Silence from NAMI National.
1 in 6 youth aged 6 to 17 experience a mental health condition each year, and 50% of youth don't get treatment. We want to end the silence, so you're not afraid to speak up.
Mental health is health. Know the signs.
Know you are not alone.
Know that people care.
And that we all have the power to end the silence.
For more
So since we talked about ending the silence and what ending the silence is, and you got a slight taste of some of the smaller videos in the presentation, those are some of the students that talk in that. They are from California. We have also another speaker other than Natalie. Her name is Oxlip Lamb, and she also goes to Northwestern. So we're going to show you a part of her presentation. It's only a few minutes long. It's about 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Oxlip. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm currently a senior at Northwestern University. I live in Evanston with my puppy, Boba. I'm from Hong Kong, and I came to the States around 5 years ago. And today I'm here to tell you my story. It's not a story that defines me, but it's a very important part. But because of my struggles, I also found my purpose. I think that's how I would define success, the ability to pursue my dream. My goal is to give accessible mental health care to everyone who needs it. It's a really big goal, but I'm slowly working my way towards it. I'm studying psychology and business at Northwestern right now, and I'm planning to pursue my doctorate degree afterwards in clinical psychology. I'm also working with NAMI and Crisis Text Line to reach people who need help. Most importantly, I finally gained my independence. Now I know how to take care of myself, and I also have a really good support system that I can reach out to when I need help. And for the first time in a really long time, I'm actually excited to stay alive.
I'm not cured. I don't think that's a thing. I will always have hard days. But now I know how to get back up. I know how to slow my breathing and remind myself where I am. Recovery is a lifelong endeavor, but I got better at it. The more I did it, the easier it was to cope. And one day, I stopped giving my mental illness the power to control me. I know everyone says this, but it really does get better. You just got to reach out for help. Thank you.
Want to answer some questions for me?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
So we all really enjoy Oxlip. And one more thing that I wanted to add about ending the silence is that it can be used as an intervention in the schools and high schools, but we really want to use it as a preventative method. It tells the students and it encourages the students to go to talk to 3 trusted adults, but it also shows them the warning signs. And we have handouts that include those warning signs. So if they're seeing those warning signs in their friends, we encourage them to check in on them. And we encourage them to tell a trusted adult if things are getting worse. That's why we do touch on those suicidal thoughts and other warning signs like that as well. The more we can do preventative methods, the faster people will be able to have the help that they need, just like Oxlip. So let's go over some of the ending the silence statistics. We were in Buffalo Grove last year. That was our pilot school that we did Go Lime Green at, that you heard from Kendra. We served 484 students, and Bree and I really enjoy when we are in the 90 percentile, because we know that we are hitting the fidelity and the checklists that we need to be doing, so that we know that the students are getting the information that they need. So 96.86% knew the early warning signs as a result. 95.93% learned how to help a friend, a family member, or themselves if they notice warning signs as a result of this program. And 91.14% would recommend to a friend. And for the most part, we were looking at some of the results already from this program that we did on Monday and Tuesday, and the students really resounded with Natalie as well. And Oxlip was at Buffalo Grove for the first time. Some of this week's activities that are included that the students also get to choose from. On Monday, we have a banner that everyone gets to sign to be a mental health advocate. That just means that you will help end the stigma by participating in the students' activities, by going to the football game, by talking about mental health. So we have quite a few signatures. Also on Monday, we were able to write positive affirmations on the windows near the cafeteria. We also did chalk outside. Then on Tuesday, we had a giant Jenga game that is for outside. The students were able to do, it's called like introduction to ourselves type of Jenga. You answer a question and you're able to win a prize that's usually around mental health awareness. We also have one of those rainbow wheels that we used questions from Ending the Silence, and they were able to get prizes from there as well. Some of the questions were, what is 988, which is the new hotline that has replaced the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Another one is, how many trusted adults, or who is a trusted adult? Wednesday, we did the gratitude wall. So what am I grateful for? And then today we handed out bracelets that Penny came up with. There's a slogan for the school, which is fight in the open. So that was a big hit today. And then tomorrow is the football game. And the Stefanie and Felix and their interns this year will be doing mental health workshops for the students tomorrow as well. And tonight we have community night. Community night was started at Buffalo Grove High School. It's not something that had been part of Go Lime Green prior to that. So it's definitely something that we very much enjoy. Bree and I both love getting out in the community and talking about what's going on and why mental health is important. And then we have the football game tomorrow. So I will let Penny talk more about that and what's going to be happening at the football game. Oh, and we wanted to do a special thanks to FT Cares Foundation, which has provided us the funds to be able to do this whole week's activities, as well as what's going to be going on tomorrow at the football game. And a special thanks to NAMI Illinois through a special grant that we received from them this year to do Ending the Silence and be able to have our volunteers receive a stipend this year, as well as the materials.
Thank you so much, Heather. Amazing. So yeah, we've been busy, doing a lot of really fun things to engage the kids and to engage the community. One more resource that I wanted to share with you all is the Parent of Teens support group that we are going to launch on Thursday, October 10th. This is going to be a free virtual support group. Both of our facilitators, Molly Brown and Kirk Davis, have been trained through the state through the family support group training that we offer. So this group is specifically for parents or guardians or family members of teens who are struggling with their mental health. We are going to do this group bi-weekly. And each session is going to be focused either on anxiety or depression. So it's going to be a great resource for you if you want to just get to know other people who may be in very similar situations. If you just want to learn more about how to interact with your child or your student, it's really going to be an amazing experience. They actually led a parent of youth support group in Norwich when we were a part of a grant-funded program. So now we're shifting it. We want to make sure that we are going through a holistic approach, making sure that we are providing support not only for the teens, not only for the staff, not only for peer-to-peer, whatever that may be. We also want to provide support for the community members as well as parents, guardians, and family members. So be on the lookout for that. That will be sent in our website, and as well as you can ask me through my email if you have any questions related to this group.
Join us for the big celebration on Friday night. Come to the big football game against Schaumburg, and don't forget to wear lime green. At the game, we are going to have a giveaway table with a shirt that the Mental Health Matters Club designed. You will see a lot of the t-shirts at the game, and if you scan the QR code, you can get one for yourself.
Thank you, Penny. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. This is kind of like our big last hurrah of Go Lime Green. It's going to be such a fun event. I really hope that you all can make it. We are just going to be showing our pride and coming together and just really supporting this cause. It's going to be a really great time. Okay, so that concludes all of the resources. I am going to leave it open for questions. If you have any right now, there is a Q&A feature that is in, that is in the toolbar that you'll see on your Zoom. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in that Q&A. If you don't have any questions right now, and maybe you think of questions, later on, or maybe you're watching this later on as well, my contact information and other NAMI CCNS and Stefanie and Felix contact information will be on the next slide. So if there are any questions. Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank you so much for listening, watching, wherever you are. We really appreciate your support, and I know that the teens are very appreciative of your support as well. Again, this is our contact information. Jeff Rabin, whose video we could not watch, is our executive director. If you have any questions related to our organization, you can contact him. I am the program director, and Heather is our outreach manager. We work very closely together in all things programs. And so if you do have any questions surrounding things like Ending the Silence, family to family, our support groups, etc., you can contact one of us. And lastly, Stefanie and Felix are also on here as well. Again, Stefanie is the Niles West School social worker and Felix is the Niles West School psychologist. So if you have any questions regarding the resources within the school related to mental health, please reach out to them. All right. Well, again, we thank you so much and we really appreciate you coming tonight. And we really hope that you take care of yourself and each other. And we hope to see you tomorrow at the football game. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Great job, guys.
Bye, everyone. Good job.
Great job.
See you guys.